Monoyo Edon. Tell me about why there's even a challenge and the delineation within the Warri Federal constituency. Tie it all together for me, please.
All right, thank you, sir. Since the 4th of April, when INEC officials came to Asaba, engaging the stakeholders of Shakiri, Ijo, and Orobo of the Warri Federal constituency, where they brought out the document they have now tagged proposed ward delineation in the Warri Federal constituency. But at that very meeting, what they showed to our stakeholders was the final report on ward delineation in Warri Federal constituency. So when the report, they asked...
excuse me, please. Excuse me, please. When we're talking about ward delineation, yes, it is correct. But for practical purposes, it actually means a ward creation.
Yes, sir.
Is that correct?
Very correct, sir.
Okay, sir. Please continue.
It's for electoral convenience, to make it easy for voters to carry out their civic responsibility. So it's about delineation, checking the areas that are overpopulated, congesting the areas, opening up new areas for voter convenience. That's just what delineation is about. So why it's an issue for the people of Warri Federal constituency is because this delineation is tied to annexing the homeland of the Shakiri people, which is Warri. Now, let me take us back to the Bendel state. Warri used to be one local government. The defunct Warri local government had 13 wards. So upon the creation of Delta State in 1991, it was broken down into Warri South and Warri North. In 1997, Warri Southwest was created. But now, why this INEC stakeholders engagement meeting in Asaba on the 4th of April is more of an issue is because we have seen a trajectory of marginalization by the electoral umpire who is expected to be unbiased. So, in the defunct Warri local governments, like I did say, the 13 ward local governments, we had 404 units. So when Delta State was created, we had our fears, though, that the Shakiri ethnic minority would be shortchanged in a new state, where we have our neighbors, the Anyomas, the Ikas, the Urobos, the Isokos, the Ijo, and of course Shakiri. We had our fears about the state because of our resources. The Shakiri ethnic nationality is very, very endowed in oil and gas. So we had our fears. Our fears came to fruition when the state was created in 1991 by first the unbundling of the defunct Warri local government. Now, in the defunct Warri local government, Shakiri had 10 wards. The Ijos had 2 wards, and the Robos have 1 ward. Now, when we came to Delta State, they broke it down into Warri South and Warri North. Now, in this arrangement, the 404 units were still maintained. No new area was created, no new community was created, no community was renamed. So it was still 404, even though it is now Warri South and Warri North. Now, fast forward to 1997, when Warri Southwest was created. Mark you, it is less than 10 years when the state Delta was created. Now, Warri Southwest was created, a new local government. The new local government, they moved the headquarters from Ogidigben, that is in the Federal Government Gazette. The headquarters of this new local government, they moved it from Ogidigben to Ogbijo and Ijo Enclave in Warri Southwest. Shakiri said, no, you can't do that. If the Gazette is Ogidigben, all hell was broken loose. That was the first taste of bloodbath in the Delta State, in the Warri, in the ill-fated Warri crisis. After that, we protested in Warri South. In that process where they created Warri Southwest, they now did delineation in Warri South. Mark you, Warri South was not touched when the new local government was created in 1997. That is Warri Southwest. Warri South was not touched. So why do delineation in Warri South? Warri Southwest was created from Warri North, not Warri South. Why do delineation? They did the delineation. They increased the 10 wards in Warri South to 12 surreptitiously. When they did that, we protested. No, you cannot do delineation in Warri South. It's not up to 10 years by your own standard and your own guidelines. And we took INEC to court. And we stayed in court from 1997 to 2003, where we got victory at the appellate court. at the High Court and the Appellate Court, forcing INEC to go back, and the court ruled that INEC should go back to the 10-ward structure because the 12-ward structure is illegal. And what they did with the 12-ward structure, interestingly, they collapsed Ishekiri areas in Warri. We used to have 8.5 wards in the defunct Warri local government. So how would people who have 8.5 wards now have 6 wards by this new gerrymandering that they did? And then the Robos who have 1.5 wards now have 6 wards, although they are not entirely the ones occupying the 6 wards. They have Igbos, Yorubas, Igalas, outsiders who do business in that area. So it's not entirely Robo, but they claim the 6 wards. So it now became 6 for Shekiri, 6 for the Robos. But we said, no, if you want to do it properly. That's that. Then another marginalization that is making us to cry or agitate all over television to the national, to the public, is that just recently, the Supreme Court ruled that Omadino, one of the Aboriginal communities that make up Warri Kingdom, the Shekiri homeland, there's a community called Okenego, which is Omadinos. The federal government brought Maritime University to site in that location. The Ijos, who happened to, according to them, influence the Maritime University to come to that Warri Southwest, they renamed the community Okenego to Okenekoko. And we said, no, you can't do that. The name of the community is Okenego. We went to the National Assembly. We showed them the Supreme Court judgment that has ruled in favor of the marginal people that place is called Okenego, and that the university should not be named Okenekoko, a wrong name. And the National Assembly agreed that they would not do that. They would put the location into contest. What do they see? This year, the National Assembly, they passed the bill. We heard that they have passed the bill into law, establishing the university as Okenekoko. Another arbitrariness. I think that was not enough.
Okay. Can I just come in a bit here? I want to thank you very much for, really working at giving us, a complete understanding. And thank you for keeping it brief, because I know that there are so many aspects, perhaps like moving parts. But let me now come. Thank you very much, Monoyo. Honorable Kingsley. Yeah. What would you want to add to that? Because you see, first of all, he spoke about 10 years. Yeah. So that's the cycle when INEC, it's part of INEC's duty to examine a place every decade, yes. To check if any adjustments need to be made. So did I hear him complain that it's not even 10 years yet?
Yes, you see, it is not even 10 years yet. When INEC created 2 additional wards in Warri South local government area as against the 10 original wards. Now, why they are doing this, we will draw back that the trilemma of INEC in this Warri South local, Warri Federal Constituency ward delineation kept us wondering that when we got wind of this matter, the Shekiris, we went to court to stop INEC. That no, we had.
You are Shekiri?
Yes.
Monoyo is Shekiri.
Shekiri, yes.
Okay, so I said at the top that you were speaking from the Shekiri point of view.
That we had a judgment that told you people, instructed you people not to use 12 words in Warri South local government. That Warri South local government, they have 10 words. INEC appealed that judgment at the High Court, and they lost at the Court of Appeal. 2. And they told us that they were going to obey the court order. For 23 years, INEC refused to obey that court order. Now, just last year, the Supreme Court gave a court order, it gave a judgment, and immediately, INEC is running to the field to obey the court order. We are not against delineation of ward. Yes, we want it. But on which template are you going to delineate wards in Warri Federal Constituency? Is it the 10 wards that the court has ruled that it is the original ward in Warri South local government or the arbitrarily 12th ward that you have created, INEC need to let us know. Now, when we went to court to challenge INEC, INEC sworn to an affidavit that they were not going to create any ward.
They gave you their word?
Yes, on oath.
Okay.
Let me just read paragraph 12 and 14 here. That the first defendant did not convene, that is INEC, did not convene or invite any stakeholder, including the plaintiff in Delta State or any of its local government area for creation or division of electoral ward. Now, this same INEC in 14, they said that the plaintiff, which is the Shekiris now, merely relied on speculation and hearsay story as their grounds and basis of this suit to claim that the first defendant create or about to create any electoral ward. First
defendant being INEC.
INEC. Electoral ward and registration area in Warri South local government, in Warri Federal Constituency. Now, having sworn to this affidavit in suit number FHC/ABJ/CS 443/2024, only for us to wake up one morning when INEC convened a stakeholders meeting and handed us over a piece of paper and said, final ward delineation in Warri Federal Constituency.
It wasn't discussed.
No discussion. When they first of all convened the first meeting, that was what led us to court.
Okay, to court.
Yes. And INEC sworn to an affidavit that they were not going to carry out any ward and delineation. So how do you want us to trust such institution?